Good morning. Welcome to the public premium video forecast discussion for Friday, August 4th, 2023. Just a note, we go back to the normal update schedule starting on Sunday night. So we'll go back to the evening updates and morning updates and all that good stuff. So for this morning, we once again watched the tropics, and premium members, you know that I was keeping an eye on this feature right here. It has a pretty good mid-level circulation, but not much in the way of low-level circulation. And the dry air, once again, is really inhibiting the development. We also are starting to see vertical wind shear. So this disturbance is not expected to develop. You can see in the model guidance it's pretty quiet, not much going on over the next 10 days over the tropical Atlantic. The tropical Pacific will be picking up, and that could actually have an impact on the 500 millibar pattern sometime towards the end of next week, because we're watching some typhoons lifting up towards the northern Pacific, and we'll see how that plays out. But for the most part, it is pretty quiet in the tropics. Tropical Atlantic is as quiet as you could possibly be for early to mid-August. So there's that. That's certainly some good news. Now, when we take a look at the pattern overall, pretty much the same situation holds true. Trough is dominating in the Aleutians, which leads to a trough dominating in the east, which means we continue to see our weather pattern with stronger cold fronts moving through the region, which is important because now we're talking about cold fronts capable of moving through and knocking out some of the humid air. So now we're moving into a pattern where we warm up, we get humid conditions, at times touching around 90 degrees, and then we get the cold front moving through with 2 or 3 days of pleasant weather conditions with temperatures in the 70s and 80s and low humidity. And we'll be going back and forth with that through the rest of August. Moving into September, probably about mid-September, we'll start to get even more fall-like air masses, polar air masses invading the region. But I'd say from now through about mid-September, we'll be in this back and forth where temperatures push back up into the 80s and 90s, get knocked down into the 70s and 80s. And the real difference is going to be the humidity as we basically jump from tropical air masses back to polar air masses and back and forth. And that's essentially what I'm seeing here in the long range pattern too. And the key factors that are driving that is this trough here, which teleconnects to this trough here. And this trough here is driven by the tropical convection, which we could see right here. This right here. So this convection here drives the evolution of the trough, enhances the subtropical jet stream, sets up a ridge on the west, trough in the east, and that's where we're at. And I don't really see us changing from that evolution for the next several weeks. Currently, it's not too bad out. We have winds coming from the southwest around 5 to 10 miles per hour, times pushing up to 15 miles per hour. Visibility is around 10 miles, so definitely nice travel conditions overall, with scattered to broken cloud cover around the region. Now, one thing to note, we are seeing some hints of some isolated showers showing up on the radar. Nothing that's too significant overall, but when you take a look at the latest WeatherTap radar and surface map, you can see the setup here for later on this evening. Now, you get a few of these pesky showers as the moisture and the winds are coming in from the south via our subtropical jet stream here. So while that is evolving, we have our cold front, and that's associated with the polar jet stream, with this trough right here. This trough is going to be closing off as an upper level low, and as it does so, it's going to drop a little bit further south towards the northern portions of the St. Lawrence River Valley. That's going to enhance this feature of the jet streak, and that's what's going to drive our cold front through later this evening. The threat for showers and thunderstorms is a bit tricky here, but the overall theme is this. If you're in the Poconos and you're in the Catskills, I think you're more likely to see a few severe thunderstorms than, let's say, if you're along the coast. And part of that is due to the timing of this cold front moving through more towards midnight as you head towards the coastal regions. And also the focus of your strongest lifting is clearly more towards New England with our upper level low and short waves. So with that being the case, a lot of your vertical wind shear is also focused away from you. So pull up that data real fast here. Again, you can see the instabilities off to our north. The wind shear is more focused to the north of us. And the bulk wind shear focused more towards Great Lakes and heading towards New England. Now, with this being the case, there's still the potential for some vertical wind shear influence in the region. I mean, you can see it right now. You got winds coming in from the west here at 500 millibars and 250 millibars, covering them from the southwest at 850 millibars. So we have cyclonic vertical wind shear in place. So I think that is what's going to allow for your thunderstorms to reach those severe levels, especially over the interior. And the interior will have a better chance of seeing those severe thunderstorms because it's going to be the cross section of this area of vertical wind shear combined with the increased instability in the atmosphere. And at that same time, you're going to have your stronger short waves moving through. So it's just a matter of timing in this scenario with this cold front moving through. And then you can see for tomorrow, cold air transport takes hold. For this time of year, it's pretty vigorous. And drier air with a nice ridge axis passing through for much of Saturday afternoon, tomorrow afternoon, Sunday, and Monday morning. And then we have our next shortwave coming through. And again, look at the theme here. Once again, the bulk of your forcing is more towards the eastern Great Lakes and St. Lawrence River Valley, but there's enough of divergence and diffluence aloft to produce scattered showers and thunderstorms over the region. We do have some support for some minor vertical wind shear, which again is stronger to our north. And of course, you have the warm air surging northward out ahead of it, so you get your burst of heat, and then the cold front moves through in the evening once again. So those are our two cases for thunderstorms over the region. Watching the precipitable water value, not all that impressive this time around for this evening. Somewhere around 1 to 1.5 inches. You could see a few locations push up to about 1.8 inches. Again, not that impressive. Then the next threat coming in for Monday is a little bit more robust, but I think this might be overdoing it a bit. But I like the idea of keeping around 1 to 2 inches in terms of precipitable water value, which increases your potential for heavy downpours, frequent lightning, and downburst wind gusts. You can see as far as 700 millibar relative humidity, there's the thunderstorms moving through this evening. Again, notice towards the coast, that really doesn't pick up steam until after 10 p.m. So if you have outdoor plans, going to a baseball game, what have you, from 5 to 8, you should be fine. After 8, then everything goes downhill as far as the threat for showers and thunderstorms. And then for tomorrow and Sunday, you have plenty of dry air in place, which means clear skies and tranquil conditions. Using the HRR for it today, again, you see the thunderstorm threat. And again, notice they really intensify over the Poconos and Catskills and Hudson River Valley. And then once we get towards the later evening, they just start to weaken. You'll get a few thunderstorms get towards the coast, but a lot of this is going to be collapsing because you just don't have the instability. And where you have the strongest lifting, which is going to be over New England, that's where your thunderstorms are going to be able to sustain themselves because that's where your strongest lifting is going to be. And the same thing is showing up pretty nicely here on the NAM guidance as well, coming on through for this evening. So if you're looking for showers and thunderstorms for whatever reason, you'll probably want to head up towards the Poconos and Catskills, not so much on the coast. And that's also shown up nicely on the European guidance. Although it does produce this area of showers and thunderstorms trying to drop south, I think this is a little bit overdone. So I dropped that feature off and lead more on the ensemble, on the mesoscale model guidance like the HRR and the NAM. So let's dive into the rest of this pattern. For today, increasing cloud cover, isolated shower or thunderstorm possible. Showers and thunderstorms become more widespread, especially over the interior with the cold front later this evening. Temperatures will rise into the lower to mid 80s away from the coast, upper 70s to lower 80s on the immediate coast, mid to upper 70s on Long Island. For tonight into tomorrow, the cold front moves through with showers and thunderstorms through midnight, clearing skies towards tomorrow morning. Lows in the upper 50s to lower 60s over the northern interior, mid 60s along the coast. Tomorrow afternoon, look for scattered cloud cover, tranquil conditions, relatively comfortable. Look for temperatures to range from the lower to mid 80s over the northern interior and along the coast, upper 80s to lower 90s in the Delaware River Valley. On Sunday, tranquil conditions continue with low temperatures ranging from the upper 50s to lower 60s over the northern interior, lower to mid 60s along the coast, high temperatures ranging from the mid to upper 80s over the northern interior, lower to mid 80s along the coast, and upper 80s to lower 90s in the Delaware River Valley. On Monday, look for increasing cloud cover as a cold front approaches. The cold front will move through in the late evening hours with showers and thunderstorms. Look for low temperatures to range from the mid to upper 60s over the interior, upper 60s to lower 70s along the coast. High temperatures will range from the mid to upper 80s over the interior, upper 80s to lower 90s in the Delaware River Valley, lower to mid 80s along the coast, and upper 70s to lower 80s on Long Island. On Tuesday, the cold front will clear the region in the morning, followed by clearing skies in the afternoon. Look for low temperatures in the mid to upper 60s over the interior, upper 60s to lower 70s along the coast. High temperatures will range from the mid to upper 80s over the interior and along the coast, upper 80s to lower 90s in the Delaware River Valley. On Wednesday, high pressure will be in place with sky cloud cover and isolated thunderstorms possible with a trough that approaches from the Great Lakes late in the evening. But for the most part, I'm expecting tranquil conditions. Look for low temperatures in the lower to mid 60s over the northern interior, mid to upper 60s along the coast. High temperatures will range from the mid to upper 80s over the interior, lower to mid 80s along the coast, and upper 80s to lower 90s in the Delaware River Valley. On Thursday, a cold front will approach the region with increasing cloud cover and showers and thunderstorms developing towards the evening hours. Look for low temperatures ranging from the lower to mid 60s over the northern interior, upper 60s to lower 70s along the coast. High temperatures in the mid to upper 80s over the interior and along the coast, upper 80s to lower 90s in the Delaware River Valley. And on Friday, that cold front moves through with showers and thunderstorms. Right now, focusing more in the morning hours, followed by clearing skies towards the afternoon and evening. We'll have to watch the timing of this cold front for determining whether or not we have severe weather. Look for low temperatures in the lower to mid 60s over the northern interior, upper 60s to lower 70s in your suburbs, lower to mid 70s in your urban areas. High temperatures will range from the upper 70s to lower 80s over the northern interior, mid to upper 80s in the Delaware River Valley, and lower to mid 80s along the coast. That is your forecast for today. Have a wonderful day, and as always, stay safe out there.